Immigration and Customs Enforcement is now relying on Palantir's newest application to locate and deport undocumented immigrants across the United States. According to reporting from 404 Media, Palantir is developing a powerful digital system for immigration and customs enforcement that displays potential deportation targets on an interactive map, generates detailed personal profiles for each individual, and assigns a confidence score estimating whether a person is currently living at a listed address. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is using this technology to identify locations where large numbers of potential detainees may be concentrated. Together, these sources reveal the most direct connection yet between the technological backbone Palantir is building and how immigration and customs enforcement carries out enforcement actions in real communities. The system pulls address data from the Department of Health and Human Services, among several other sources, to populate its maps and profiles. This revelation arrives amid heightened tensions surrounding immigration enforcement. The Department of Homeland Security recently announced that it is deploying hundreds of additional federal agents to Minneapolis following widespread protests directed at the agency. Just last week, Immigration and Customs Enforcement Officer Jonathan Ross shot and killed 37-year-old United States citizen Renee Nicole Good. At the center of this effort is a system known as Enhanced Leads Identification and Targeting for Enforcement. This system is designed to strengthen immigration and customs enforcement's ability to identify and prioritize high-value enforcement targets using advanced data analysis. The platform is designed to oversee nearly every step of the enforcement pipeline, beginning with identifying individuals of interest, compiling lists of potential targets, securing supervisor approval, and ultimately directing officers into the field to make arrests. A key component of Enhanced Leads Identification and Targeting for Enforcement is a feature called the Geospatial Lead Sourcing tab. Officers can filter results based on categories such as biographical information, location data, operational context, and criminal history. Officers may select individuals one at a time or draw custom shapes on the map to identify everyone located within a specific area. Evidence suggests that Immigration and Customs Enforcement has already used this system to conduct targeted operations. Sworn testimony from an Immigration and Customs Enforcement official in Oregon described how in October, agents waited in 3 unmarked sport utility vehicles outside an apartment complex in Woodburn. Officers later smashed a vehicle window, forcibly removed a 45-year-old woman from a van, and used Immigration and Customs Enforcement's facial recognition application, Mobile Fortify, to identify her. According to reporting from Oregon Live, agents were expected to make 8 arrests per team per day. Attorneys representing the woman argue that she and more than 30 others were arrested as part of a sweeping dragnet. During court testimony in early December, a deportation officer from Immigration and Customs Enforcement's Fugitive Operations Unit, identified in court records as JB, explained how the system functions. JB stated that Enhanced Leads Identification and Targeting for Enforcement shows how many people are believed to be living in a specific area and calculates the likelihood that those individuals are actually present at those locations. He described the interface as a nationwide map, similar to Google Maps. JB further testified that the system aggregates information from numerous data sources and had recently been deployed to Immigration and Customs Enforcement teams. He explained that agents use the application to assess population density and prioritize enforcement actions in areas where multiple individuals are likely to be found, rather than visiting locations where the probability of a person being present is extremely low. For the Woodburn operation, JB indicated that Enhanced Leads Identification and Targeting for Enforcement was likely used to generate leads. In internal communications among agents, one officer described the Woodburn area as target-rich. JB clarified that this meant officers had run multiple license plates and identified vehicles registered to individuals with either criminal or immigration connections. Once an individual is selected within the map interface, the system displays a detailed dossier. According to the user guide, this profile includes the person's name, photograph, alien number, date of birth, and full residential address. The system also identifies the source of the address and assigns an address confidence score. Examples in the guide show confidence ratings such as 98.95 out of 100 and 77.25 out of 100. These scores are calculated using both the origin of the address data and how recently the information was updated. funded. Immigration and Customs Enforcement also pays private investigators, skip tracers, and bounty hunters to help verify address accuracy. Data sources feeding into the system include the Department of Health and Human Services, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, and a platform referred to as CLEAR. While the guide does not elaborate on the CLEAR data source, Immigration and Customs Enforcement has repeatedly contracted with Thomson Reuters, which sells a commercial data product under that name. Neither Thomson Reuters nor the Department of Health and Human Services responded to requests for comment. The documents do not clarify whether these are the only contributors supplying information to enhanced leads identification and targeting for enforcement. The user guide states that the system is continuously integrating additional data streams in order to reduce officer workload. Beyond map-based targeting, Immigration and Customs Enforcement can also search for individuals using unique identifiers such as alien number, full name, or date of birth. Officers are able to perform these searches in bulk, selecting up to 50 individuals at a time. The platform also includes filters for what are labeled special operations, which are defined as pre-selected groups of individuals identified by leadership for enforcement actions. Officers are instructed to consult leadership directives or official broadcasts before applying these filters. The Department of Homeland Security surge in Minneapolis appears to be focused in part on the city's Somali community, following renewed attention on a coronavirus fraud investigation. However, reporting from the Public Broadcasting Service indicates that the vast majority of Somali residents in the Minneapolis and St. Paul area are United States citizens. Civil liberties advocates argue that these disclosures expose the scale of immigration and customs enforcement surveillance efforts. Laura Rivera, a senior staff attorney at Just Futures Law, told 404 Media that the records provide rare insight into a mass surveillance system built with the assistance of major technology companies such as Palantir. She stated that when combined with sworn testimony and public information, the materials reveal a detailed blueprint for how immigration and customs enforcement identifies and arrests people in real time within communities. Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon also issued a statement. He said that Immigration and Customs Enforcement's reliance on this application demonstrates the indiscriminate nature of the agency's aggressive enforcement tactics. While the user guide does not explicitly name the developer, the system's full title exactly matches one referenced in an addendum to a Palantir contract signed last year. That agreement states that Palantir would continue configuration and engineering services for enhanced leads identification and targeting for enforcement and several other immigration and customs enforcement tools. The supplemental contract, valued at $29.9 million, began in September and was scheduled to run for at least 1 year. Palantir has collaborated with Immigration and Customs Enforcement for many years, previously focusing on criminal investigations through Homeland Security investigations and its investigative case management system. However, during the second Trump administration, Palantir's role shifted more directly toward supporting deportation operations. Following a 3-week coding sprint, Immigration and Customs Enforcement updated an existing Palantir contract related to enforcement prioritization and targeting. Internal Palantir documentation obtained by 404 Media stated that the goal was to develop an accurate picture of actionable leads using existing law enforcement datasets, allowing officers to prioritize enforcement actions. The stated objective was to identify the physical locations of individuals marked for deportation. Palantir has asserted that its work with immigration and customs enforcement is intended to improve government efficiency, transparency, and accountability. Leaked materials described Palantir's deportation-focused efforts as concentrated on delivering prototype capabilities over a period of roughly 6 months, while leaving the door open for expanded collaboration. Immigration and Customs Enforcement documents later described this work as contributing to a system known as Immigration Operating System. More than 8 months have passed since Palantir internally discussed these developments. Neither Palantir nor the Department of Homeland Security responded to multiple requests for comment. In closing testimony, JB acknowledged the limitations of the system, stating that it provides probability estimates rather than certainty, and that there is no such thing as 100% accuracy. The user guide reinforces this point by instructing officers to conduct thorough due diligence on each individual to confirm removability before taking action. For more stock news updates, remember to press the like button and subscribe. With that being said, I will see you in the next video.